Don't you dare hit me in the head. You know I'm not normal. Everyone remembers Curly Howard's wild energy and his famous laugh. But what if those head slaps weren't fake? What if every hammer blow was real? In 1946, something terrible happened on set that no one talked about for decades. The studio covered it up. His own brother kept hitting him even after doctors warned them. And those weren't the only secrets. The athletic teenager who could dance and play basketball became something else entirely. The truth about what destroyed him is darker than any comedy sketch. Curly Howard was born as Jerome Lester Horwitz on October 22, 1903 in Baw Beach, Brooklyn. His parents were Jewish immigrants from Lithuania. They had 5 sons. 3 of them would grow up to become legends. The world would know them as Mo, Shem, and Curly. From the 3 Stooges, Jerome was the youngest. Everyone in the family called him Babe because he was quiet and well behaved. Unlike his wild older brothers, he caused no trouble. Even Mo, who became the leader of the Stooges, kept calling him Babe all through adulthood. But things got confusing when Shem married a woman also named Babe. To avoid mix-ups, they gave Jerome a new nickname. They started calling him Curly. As a baby, Curly was already being dragged into his brother's chaos. Mo and Shempy once ripped the wheels off his baby carriage and turned it into a racing cart. They raced him through the streets of Brooklyn until their parents caught them. That wild ride ended in scolding, but it was a strange hint of the future Curly had unknowingly taken. His first slapstick beating years before cameras would make it a career. When Curly was 13, something happened that would change his body forever. One summer afternoon, he was playing with Mo's rifle. He sat cross-legged on the ground, pointing the gun at his own foot while fiddling with the trigger. It went off. The bullet slammed into his left ankle. Mo rushed him to the hospital. Doctors thought they might have to amputate the foot. They didn't, but the injury left him with a limp. He refused surgery, afraid it would make things worse. The damage was permanent. Curly's left leg remained thinner and his walk became uneven. Years later, he turned that limp into something unforgettable. He exaggerated it into a silly shuffle that became part of his comedy style. That walk wasn't an act. Came from real pain. People often think of Curly as clumsy and out of shape, but as a teenager he was athletic. He played basketball and was known for his quick movements. 13, he was lean, fast, and could handle a ball with real skill. He also loved dancing. In the late 1920s, he became a regular at the Triangle Ballroom in Queens. He danced so well that people stopped to watch. He even sang, played the ukulele, and knew how to make a crowd smile. His body moved with rhythm and precision. That grace gave him perfect timing for the pratfalls and physical comedy he'd later perform. He wasn't stumbling around. He was in control. Even before stepping into the spotlight, Curly had spent years watching from the wings. Mo and SHMP were already working in vaudeville with a rising comic named Ted Healy. Jerome followed them not as a performer but as a shadow. He stood backstage at every show learning. He studied how jokes landed, how timing worked, how a live audience reacted. For nearly 4 years he watched everything, absorbing every detail like a sponge. He wasn't just waiting for his turn, he was preparing for it. That moment came in 1932. SHMP had finally had enough of Ted Healy's drinking and insults. After a nasty incident on stage, he walked away from the act. Healy was desperate. His comedy group was falling apart. He needed someone fast. That was Curly's chance. Jerome showed up to audition. He had wavy red hair and a sharp mustache. He looked confident, almost too clean-cut. Healy wasn't impressed. He told Jerome, "You don't look funny enough." He wanted someone audiences could laugh at. The moment they walked on stage, Jerome didn't argue. He just walked out of the building. He didn't go home. He went straight to a barber shop. He told the barber to shave everything off. Half an hour later, Jerome walked back into Healy's office completely bald. The transformation was shocking. He didn't say much, just stood there. Healy stared at him, stunned. In that moment, everything changed. Jerome had sacrificed his appearance for the chance to be funny. It worked. Healy hired him on the spot. They had been sidekicks for 12 years, always in the background, always under someone else's name. But in March 1934, M.O. Howard saw a chance to break free. Ted Healy, the man who had been their frontman since 1922, was about to renew his MGM contract. MGM wanted Healy, not the Stooges. M.O. knew what that meant. They'd keep getting scraps while Healy took the spotlight. So M.O. made a move. He went straight to Healy and laid it out. No secrets, no drama, just a clean break. That moment ended one of the longest partnerships in vaudeville. It also started something new. The Three Stooges were finally on their own. No longer just side players. They were ready to lead. They didn't waste a second. Within months, the Stooges signed with Columbia Pictures. It was 1934. Their first film there was Woman Haters, part of a musical series, not even written for them. Still it worked. Then came Punch Drunks, their second short. That one changed everything. Columbia gave them a 7-year deal worth $60,000 per year. It was a big leap. Then they made Men in Black, their third short. That one got nominated for an Oscar Best Short Subject Comedy. They didn't win, but they didn't need to. The nomination alone gave them credibility. They weren't just funny anymore. They were stars. Behind the scenes, though, Columbia had a different plan. On paper, it looked great. Each Stoog made $20,500.